Uh-oh, who's on who? Said he let it ring, but it never goes through. My mind's fucked, my head's gone too. Letting your words sink in, putting up my walls to hide my weakness, shelter from the world. Look at me now, screaming. Everywhere I turn, I see my demons coming back for more. Hypnotized, wicked eyes from the shadows I see in the night. Say goodbye, my demise, creeping closer and closer. Searching for the peace that I've been missing. So close, so far. But when I'm done dreaming, I'm finding myself face to face with my demons coming back for more. Hypnotized, wicked eyes from the shadows I see in the night. Say goodbye, my demise, creeping closer and closer.
Yeah, but it's going to pick up the fans. So just be aware.
Oh, that's my earbud thing.
Oh, that was a blueberry. It's like, let's go.
I ate a blueberry off the bush for the first time.
Was it tart?
No, it was awesome. It was
Really?
delicious, yeah.
Try it. You can try it.
Hey guys. Thank you. Sorry, we don't have mics during the race because NVIDIA broadcast crashes the computer. Right now NVIDIA broadcast is not running, but I probably sound like crap. But anyway, thank you. Why don't we drink? For me, a method, no. It's more out of necessity. I can't drink and breathe at the same time. That one was intense. I did think about drinking on the downhills, but I was just too scared. I was on the gas the entire time. And I feel like sometimes in races, if I just let up even a smidge, I get dropped. And in today's race, I had some teammates, but I didn't have anyone riding for me. There was no domestique, no one to drag me back when I start dangling off the back. So yeah, there's no reason for not drinking other than, I don't know, fear of getting dropped. But I probably should have. I think every 20 to 30 minutes, in an ideal scenario, try to take in a little bit of fluid. I mean, this race was only 15 minutes, so I could hack it. If it was a longer race, I probably should have drank more. So what are we doing here? Over here.
Those were rage sprints.
$13.85.
My heart rate monitor bombed out during that first time too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I thought I was screwed.
It's good it came back.
Yeah, it came back right at the very end.
Do you think it was a Bluetooth thing?
I think it's a battery.
A battery.
Because I like scooched my phone closer and then it like connected again. Yeah, when I was going up to the mine, my head unit told me that my heart rate was low, or my heart rate battery was low.
Yeah, it usually tells you when it gets down to 25%.
But it's one of those like thin point cells.
I think we have some extras in there.
Do it.
Yeah, I think that top drawer is the battery drawer.
But I knew I hit high watts when the rest of my graph looks like digit graph, but it's like all orange and yellow.
Whoa. I hate that climb, that Temple KOM climb. It's dirt, I can't get in a rhythm, and then that steep kicker at the end just kills me. So, didn't make the front group, but Not by a ton, but my E gap is slowly growing. It looks like we have 3 laps of London Flat tomorrow.
What?
Oh, I said the course tomorrow is 3 loops of London Flat.
Nice, baby.
Yeah. On paper, this whole series, it looks like, I don't know if I would say more tame or less crazy than some of the past years. I'm sure all the climbing will come in chasing yellow.
I wonder what the queen stage is going to be. Actually, I don't. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like hesitant to even look at tomorrow.
It's going to be power to the tower or something awful.
I need to sleep better. Like, I've done a ton of races after work, and it's not even that late, but like I just get like an adrenaline rush or something. I just cannot fall asleep.
What that was like,
I have just some like I haven't yet, but I'm going to tonight. I try not to use it unless I have to, but I definitely need it right now. I just like have some dissolvable tablets that I've gotten at Fry's. I was at a work meeting this morning that starts at 7:30. Yeah, it's every Thursday, and I'm like, I can't take the risk of, like, yeah. The thing with the melatonin is, like, I try not to take it, and then it's like 1 a.m. when I'm laying in bed, I'm like, shit, I should have taken some, but it's too late now.
Or when you take it, it doesn't kick in until like 3.
Yeah.
Like,
So usually, like, if I take it, I have to, like, decide ahead of time. But right now, I'm like, I need the sleep. I can't be on day 3 of this tour running off of 5 hours of sleep a night.
last night, Beans always, like, after she's done munching her stuff, she, like, walks all over my legs and then up towards my chest, and then she, like, walks on my face, and then back toward, and she, like, literally just traverses me. And then after she's, like, walked on my entire body, which is so ridiculous, she goes over and she, like, camps on my left side, and then, like, depending on where my hands are, she'll, like, she either thinks it's like a little worm or something, if, like, my fingers come out from, like, a little opening in between, like, flip flaps. She thinks it's like a little worm, and she, like, grabs it with her little paws.
Aww.
Or I'll just have my hand out, and she, like, scoots her little body towards me and puts, like, all of her little paws in my hand.
Aww.
Like, all of her feet, both her feet and her hands. She'll just, like, comb them in my palm. And then I wake up, and then I know where she is.
So she starts out in your bed, but she doesn't end there?
Well, she moves, I think, as she gets up. Or, like, I probably end up doing, like, a barrel roll and, like, kicking her off the bed or something. But she always comes back. Whenever I wake up, she's usually, like, at the foot of the bed, looking out. Or she's on top of the thing, looking down. Very consistent, that one.
Oh, the kittens are not kittens anymore. They are 1.5 years old. Actually, a little bit over that.
Yeah, almost 2.
Yeah, they are almost 2. So they're fully grown, I guess. But they're,
March, April, May, June. Almost, it's like 1 year and 8 months or something like that.
yeah, no. All 4 of them are doing great. They're full of energy. We also have some baby hummingbirds in our front yard
Yeah.
that we're very excited about.
They chirped at me today.
I heard them chirp too, yeah.
Little chirp the wheels.
I noticed them 2.5 weekends ago. This weekend, it'll be 3 weekends ago. I was like outside doing some yard work, and I saw the mom like flitting around this bush. And I looked a little closer. There's like a hummingbird nest. The divot in it is like, you couldn't even fit a golf ball in it. And there were 2 babies. And like, I didn't even notice them in the nest at first. They were like ants. But Caleb's noticed them. I guess he's a little taller and can see in, and they must have just hatched. But now like, they are popping out of the nest. There's 2 of them, and I read that.
They just got their very, very, very beginning shiny green feathers.
I did, yeah. Their mom, it's what's the variety? I think it's called Anna's hummingbird, and or that's a species. And like they have like a shiny green, almost metallic, like looking feathers on their back. And one of the babies is starting to get that green sheen. Oh yeah, my camera takes terrible pictures. I have an iPhone 10. It's like 6 years old. When I'm like trying to take pictures, I can't even tell what my phone is pointing at. Like on the screen, I can't even see it. But yeah, I read that like baby hummingbirds have a super low survival rate, and like it's like less than 50% chance that they survive. So we're very excited that both of these babies are surviving.
I don't think there's any killing them now.
I mean, you never know. Like, they're still dependent on mom to feed them because they can't fly yet.
But I mean, if they leave the nest, they're not gonna like, or if they fall out of the nest, the mom will still feed them.
I don't know.
They're gonna die of like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think they're gonna fly this weekend.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway, the nest is so small, so I have to wonder if they like even think that like when they build it, if they build it for like one, if they just assume that only one will survive. Oh, drinking? Sorry. Yeah, no, I do drink during longer races. I probably should have drank in today's race, but it was so intense that I was just scared to like even take that slight pause, just 'cause I can't breathe while I'm drinking. And I was just like on the gas, and it was kind of a spicy race. Like, there was no really sitting in and letting up. So yeah, I mean, in an ideal situation, I would drink every 20 to 30 minutes. I probably should have drank today, but it was only a 50-minute race, so I could kind of get away with not drinking. What about you?
I never drink.
Caleb says he never drinks. Do we only have one mic? Do we only have one mic working right now?
Only one.
Oh. Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, there's no strategy or no particular reason that I didn't drink. It was just fear of getting dropped. In some races I have a teammate who will help me if I start to dangle off the back, but I didn't have that today. Hydration is for the weak. Do we know our VO2 max? Funny you ask. Caleb did have a VO2 max test. How long ago was that?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like in the late 20s.
Okay, so that was like 7 years ago?
Yeah.
So, someone's asking,
6 or 7 years ago.
do you care to share your VO2 max, or is that proprietary?
What?
I said, did you care to share your VO2 max, or is that like secret?
I don't care.
What was it, 72?
Like 70. I don't remember exactly, but it was above 70 and below 75.
He says above 70 and below 75. I guess that's how men measure things. I do not know my VO2 max. I've never had a test done. I'm not that good that Swift is going to ask me to. What about you? Do you know your VO2 max? $52. Nice. I don't even know what I would do with that number, like if I would train to increase it, or if just knowing what it is would be a confidence boost. You're a low B guy. Okay, well. I mean, that's cool. Do you think you'll like get it tested consistently to see if it changes? Yeah.
Hey!
You never know.
Rolling with me.
Brett?
Grant.
Oh, Grant.
Grant is literally dropping me right now. Let's go.
Did you, oh, you did it in 56? Nice. Which time slot did you race? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I race that time slot on the weekends. I don't know where you're located, but it's 6:50 p.m. for me right now. So it's hard for me to race time slot 3 during the workday. We both work, normal daylight hours. But yeah, VO2 Max has been a conversation as of late because in the Zwift games and Zwift World Series Elite Racing, there have been some performances that are World Tour level. And not just like pack fodder World Tour numbers, but like 95th percentile World Tour numbers.
Definitely on the women's side.
At least on the women's side.
On the men's side for sure, but like not nearly as like spectacular. Which is exciting, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it is exciting that like Zwift has opened up the ability to compete against World Tour level people,
I just feel like
and
it's more exciting.
it's elevating the game and like e-racing in general.
I think it's super exciting that like a lot more women are going to get exposure than like the men are. Because like maybe 1 or 2 guys will make it to like a World Tour team, like Jay Vine. I don't know if you remember him, but he was the guy that won the Swift Academy in like 2020 or something like that.
Okay.
Now he rides for UAE.
Oh yeah.
And he won a tour stage already. Like he's really good already.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of the women are going to get a lot more spotlight.
That's true. Yeah, Caleb said women might get more spotlight just because I know. I don't know if this is public, but like there is one woman who, like, recently did a
lot more untapped potential in the women's field.
Yeah, there's like untapped potential, but I do know of a woman who recently, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but I think it's public, who won. I don't know if she won the Zwift World Series overall, but she wins a lot and was asked to do a VO2 max test and recorded like the second highest women's VO2 max ever. Like, she was like a point behind Joan Benoit Samuelson, who's like an Olympic marathon record holder. And yeah, Caleb was saying that guy, Jay Vine, who won the Zwift Academy in 2020, is like rides for UAE now, and he won a World Tour stage. Oh no, it's cool. You can. I mean, we're chatting. It's actually way better to talk to people during the cool down. I can't talk during a race. We don't even have the microphones turned on, just because. Yeah, we can't run NVIDIA. That has like the fan suppression or the background noise suppression that helps quiet the fan. So right now, I probably sound pretty awful.
Actually, it might work now. Now that there's like no risk.
I don't know what the MET measurement is.
Let's see.
Oh, no, we're glitching.
Did it crap?
It's like, yeah, this is what happens when we turn NVIDIA on. Wait, so what's the MET measurement? Or what does it measure? Is it like just a different way of measuring VO2? or METs, however you say it. And like, because what does your Garmin watch measure?
What?
Your Garmin watch measures what? Specific oxygen?
Yeah, it's like the O2 stats.
Oh, the O2 stats. Mine's older and it doesn't do that. Mine just has a wrist heart rate. But Caleb has a Garmin watch that does the O2 stats.
But it's not like performance. It's just like, are you dead? Or are you...
It's not performance. It's just, are you dead? Do you have carbon monoxide poisoning or not?
If you're under 90, you go to a hospital.
It's a different way of measuring fitness level? Okay. I'll have to Google it.
Different way of measuring my fitness level. I measure my fitness by how strong my right leg is compared to my left leg.
Oh, metabolic equivalent of task. All right, let's take a deep dive. Is there like a Huberman Lab podcast about this?
I also measure fitness by how wide I have to open my mouth to fitness all this cheese in my mouth.
That's borderline a dad joke.
Yeah, I'm into fitness cheese in my face.
This Costco-sized wedge of Jarlsberg.
Yeah.
That's your level of fitness.
Fitness Jarlsberg's fucking wedge in my face.
Oh, hey, thank you for hanging out. Okay, Zwiffer's Crap on YouTube. We'll check you out. For sure. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one and good luck. Yeah, 15 more. Yeah, 3 down. We're 1/5 of the way. Sort of. By quantity of races, not by distance. You need smaller shoes.
I think so. I've always been somewhere between a 44 and a half and a 45.
That's right. I do remember you had a ton of each size.
I always remember like 25 feel a little bit baggy. The 44 and a half feel just a little too snug.
Yeah,
It
actually,
has to do with my like second toe being so long. They should cut off the last knuckle.
you know, that actually, I'm kind of the same way. I was like between a 42 and a 42 and a half.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm on the Aries they're 42 and a half, and they could be, my shoes could also be a little bit smaller, but I remember I really like the S-Fires. I actually like the shape, but the 42s just got a little bit too tight.
Maybe the newest model revised that.
Maybe.
I heard a couple different shoe companies did something with the toe box. So a couple different shoes made them like more realistic.
Oh, there are running shoes that do that, where they have like a wider toe box.
Yeah.
Rather than like making your toes go into a point.
Well, because over time, your feet flatten out from these sports.
What if you do like foot strengthening exercises?
Well, I guess it depends on how into the sport you are. Because like, if you're pushing hard watts, like the arch in the insoles they go. You know?
Oh yeah, you do have to replace the insoles.
Yeah.
Well, you'll never know.
Probably still be shit. Unless the crack that my dad smoked turned me into like a superhero.
If you're calling a VO2 max of 72 shit,
No, I'm saying like, by comparison. If you look at like, really good people, pretty low. But I don't know. I think Seth Goose, his profile picture on Strava is still him eating like a gigantic burger that's bigger than his head.
nice.
Right, between all my hard shit, my fucking body, like being bolted back together. I don't know. It'd be cool to see what it would be like at 25, having not smoked, you know.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean that's hard looking back, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you like? Can you look back at when you were 25 and be like, you know what? I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't like doing what I do now, but I'm glad I did what I did because it got me to where I am now. Like, do you have regrets?
Do I have regrets?
Yeah.
Not regrets, no. I'm always thinking though. I'm always wondering.
Like, what if?
No, not what if. Just like, I wonder what. so much time playing music.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the past 2 nights I've been able to take him outside for like 30 minutes. Yeah.
Work on your bike. I have to go back to work.
Oh, shit.
What about you?
No.
Working, tonight?
Well, I mean, no, but I've had just super intense days, like I start at like 7:30, and I'm just like on the entire time up until like 4 o'clock or so when I get off the race. Yeah, like today, I had to use the do not disturb status on my teams. I just am getting interrupted way too much. I'm just like the go-to person for like over a dozen people just asking me how to do stuff all day. And I have 2 submittals that I have to send out this week. Well, one got out today, but I have another one tomorrow, and those are the things that just take like hours of intense focus. So, I mean, I've already worked a 9-hour day, so I just get it all done. Like, do you have to work late tonight, or just stuff you have to do yet?
Mix of both. They threw some, I don't know if you heard my meeting I was on earlier, but they threw some shit at me. That's supposed to go into production on Tuesday, but like they fucked it up completely fucked it up. And their response to fucking it up was, oh, this has to go out, so just accelerate it.
That sucks.
They didn't look closely enough, and like they built it for the dev environment, but the values are very slightly different in staging and very slightly different in pre-production. So like they didn't catch it in dev because they were in a hurry. They didn't catch it in staging because it was just slightly off. And then I tried pushing it to pre-production today because they're trying to rush it out the door, and we found out that the whole thing is fucked. And so now I have to erase everything and fix their fuck-ups.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that's a terrible feeling.
Yeah, that sucks.
You have just like a mountain of stuff to do in a short amount of time.
It's a bunch of like weird language translations too. So like if the language, what it's translating to doesn't match up, and all the people who are like in the authorities for that particular language are going to get the wrong message. So it's just fucking fucked. I'll go into more detail when we're not broadcasting. I think I'm going to go like 5 more minutes maybe.
Yeah, I'm basically done.
Go work on your bike. I need to not ride right now. Like it's 30 minutes. It's not like an hour already.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm not gaining anything really by going any longer.
Like not this.
No. Are you listening to Spotify on the computer?
Yeah. We can.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I heard a pop song, and now I think like you, and I heard it, and I thought, this is an awesome bass line.
Yeah, get
Okay, hang on. Like, it was the first time that I was like, wow, I feel inspired to learn this bass line. And like, the rest of the song didn't really matter. I mean, it's a catchy song, but yeah, let me play it.
Here's the bass line. And we go full stereo.
Yeah, you know, it's not like impressive in terms of talent. You know, it's not like the top 10 bass lines we were listening to last night. It just sounds cool. And I'd be like, this sounds like a good beginner bass line to learn. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, swervy. Oh my god, yes. You finally tried them, huh? I didn't like them. Were they just not the best thing ever? I know, dude. I know. Now you make me want to have those baby bears.
oh, you can switch the mic over to you. I'm done. Oh, is your mic on?
No.
You can switch. I'm done.
I'm going 1 minute 20. Which color is your favorite?
He can't hear you, can he?
Yeah, I think he can.
Oh, I thought you said your mic's not on.
No, your mic is on.
I know, but how? Oh, he can hear you through mine?
Yeah, because we don't have any noise muting. It's just giant room ambience.
Oh. Can you hear Caleb?
I'm probably like off in the distance, but
Yeah, he might sound out off in the distance. Oh, you can? Okay.
yeah, no. Yeah, it's not like when we have like the noise canceling where we have to be super close.
Fair enough.
Which color? Which flavor? I really want a grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Blue, you're my guy, dude. You're my dude. go. Yeah, I know they're like 1,000 times better than any other gummy bear, dude. They're so soft. Oh. They're so soft and they're so just like, amazing. You get the 5-pound bag, or what would you get? I'm like a true addict, like in the meme sense, because I have like bags like all over the house that I have, but I don't even remember where they are. Because I have an auto order, and they just like keep coming, and so we just keep putting them places, and like I keep forgetting where we put them. Oh, all right. That concludes today. Yeah, we're gonna have to find where another bag of those are. I don't know where it is right now. We got bags of gummy bears all over this house. All right, y'all. Oren, thank you, bud. Thank you, dude. Thank you for hanging out, man. That was fun. That was hard, but that was fun. Until tomorrow, man.